Blasters lost to Austria yesterday by 5 goals to 1, and it was such a shameful defeat. They won us in everything: possession, goals, gameplay, shot on target, and everything. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing to lose a game. Sometimes you can lose a game. Like I said, you can play very good football. You play all the tactics, and a day will go wrong, then maybe you lose the game. It's understandable that maybe it was a bad day. You still have hope that if your team is playing well, you can win the game. But if you look at how we lost yesterday, it was really sad because Austria beat us in everything: set pieces, possession, shot on target, passes, control of the game, everything. So let's look at what went wrong with the game against Austria. The first thing that I think went wrong with the game is the readiness of the players. From the first minutes that the game was started, Austria started dominating us. If you look at how the build-up play from Jiku and Yurenchi was coming from behind, it was not. Before the ball even get to Pate, in the middle, it was not. Pate's leadership skills was very down for me yesterday. In the midfield, everything was so down. So the readiness of the game was not there. Because when you're starting a game, you have to start the game very quick. Your transition has to be very quick because a little mistake you do, you'll be down by 2 goals to 0 or maybe 3 goals. And the readiness of the players was not there. That is number one. The second thing is the tactics. And that is what everybody's talking about. The tactics is what everybody's talking about. Now, if you look at Otuado yesterday, to me, yeah, I think sometimes coaches want to risk it. He wanted to experiment the 3-4-3 formation yesterday to see whether in some games where he needs to play that formation is going to work for him. But the 3-4-3 formation yesterday, no, it was so embarrassing yesterday because he played Ajete, Jiku, and Yurenchi in the middle, and he had Cone in the left wing, the left back, sorry. Sibu and Pati holding the midfield, Semenyo and Fatawa the flanks, and Edu and Jordan Ayew up front. And everything went so bad. First of all, there are some new players in the team. Korn is not used to playing the Black Stars like that. He's now still building up play with the people. And football, it's all about how you connect with the players. There are some players, they don't perform at the club level. But because of the understanding they have, they will always be called to the national team. And those are senior players. Let me give you a clear example. When you look at the German national team from 2006 World Cup, 2010 World Cup, there was a player called Lukas Podolski. He was playing a Turkish league or so before Letasne came in to even buy him. He wasn't really I won't say he's not a good player, but he was not a top player like that. But whenever he gets to the national team, when he links up with Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm, and Thomas Muller in the middle, Miroslav Klose, oh my God, you are dead. Because Podolski's left leg will shoot. So he was so good at the national team. Now, if you look at these Black Stars players, these boys are still building up the national team, I would say, pride, the national team vim to play in the national team. They are still not there. All these players are very excellent in their clubs. But when they come to the national team, playing the national team is so different from playing at the club level. Now, if you look at the defense level yesterday, it was 0. So the 3-4-3 formation, it killed the boys. First of all, they are not used to playing that formation, Otuado. The boys are not used to play that formation, number one. Number two, when you're playing the 3-4-3 formation, yeah, your flanks has to be very fast. The flanks has to connect with the people up front, and that connection was not there because you don't have players like Mohamed Kudus in the team that will receive the ball from the flanks and distribute the ball. Now you don't have Kudus, so now you have a player called Edu who is a striker. You have Jordan Ayew who always wants to receive the ball and run through spaces and score goals, and all these things were not flowing. And yesterday, Fatawu Isaka disappointed me. Isaka disappointed me totally. Samuel was wasteful with his chances, but Fatawu, he was so off the game. Because I was really dependent on Fatawu to bring the ball from. I was dependent on Fatawu to stress the defenders. So let's look at the first 11 for the Black Stars team yesterday and let's see how it went. So Atizigi in the goalpost, I give him 5. The ratings was 5 because Atizigi, in fact, for Atizigi, he wasn't moving, he wasn't controlling the defenders. As a keeper, you have to shout at the defenders. You have to alert them. Their awareness has to be very high. And Atizigi have been very, very terrible. So I think in the next match against Germany, I'd like to see Benjamin Sari in the goalpost because Benjamin Sari has a point to prove. He has to prove to Ghanaians because there's been debate that he's a local player, whether they should take him or not because of the international fright, because of the international pressure. Will he be able to be in the goalpost? I think Benjamin Sari is supposed to be given the opportunity because this guy took Black Stars to the World Cup during the qualifiers. He won us the games. The saves this guy did during the qualification was amazing. So put him on the bench and play at Ziggy, I think we all can see it's not working. So I will urge Otuado that the next match give Benjamin Asari the opportunity to play. Now, let's look at Yurenchi at the right back. So at the center, Yurenchi was, for me, he wasn't there. He was shaking behind. So in the next match where we're playing against Gemini, I expect Otuado to play 4-2-3-1. I want Senenya, because when Marvin Senenya came in yesterday, he was solid. He was solid. He wasn't 100%, but he showed some, some moves, and he showed some promising, moves that he can play the right back. So I would like him to start Senenya at the right back in the next game. If you look at Jiku, Jiku has always been the leader of the defense. Jiku is a very good defender. Jiku has the composure, the calmness, he controls it. But yesterday, Jiku wasn't not giving for me. Jiku was lost in the game, and then he wasn't really he wasn't connecting the defenders that much. So in the next game, I think I'll still play Jiku. You can't put Jiku on the bench. You need Jiku because Jiku is the next leader. Jiku is a leader in the defense, so you need to play Jiku. But I want Otuado to talk to Jiku that he should control the defense. Now, the next guy is the Ajite guy. Ajite is still, I would say, he's still fresh in the team. Ajite can be a super substitution for you in case you have some crisis. In case Jiku is injured, in case somebody is injured in the defense, you can bring in Ajite. In my next game, I'll drop Ajite. I'll drop Ajite in my next game. I don't think Jiku, Ajite and Jiku's pairing, it works. In my next game, I'll drop Ajite. Now, let's look at Sibu and Thomas Partey. See, Thomas Partey, I want to say this. You see, Thomas Partey has to be on the field. The reason why I mostly like to keep the senior players in the team is that, see, playing tournaments is different from the club level. It's not a major league. It's not like a league where you have 38 matches. It's short games. Like, before, let's say you win the World Cup, you play, I think, let me say 3 matches in the group stages, knockout 4 matches, quarterfinals 5 matches, semi-finals 6 matches, and finals is the 7th. Now you play about 7 games before you can win the tournament. The World Cup. So these matches are determined by moments. So you need players like Thomas Partey who are very, very used to the game, who has played in the international level very much, and since he's the captain of the team now, he's a leader in the midfield. So you need him to be there for you. So my next must still play Thomas Partey. Sibu is the strongest guy in the team. Sibu, Otuado needs to talk to Sibu. Sibu needs to stand in front of the defender. Sibu should be the third central defender. Sibu should be the third central center back, where he will always show the center backs. Sibu needs to be spoken to. When he gets the ball, just give the ball to Partey, because you are playing 2 pivots. So Sibu has to stay in front of the defenders. Just give the ball to Partey. Partey will determine the game, and Partey will find who the playmaker or the schemer and give the ball to him. You need to move. So in my next game, I'll still play Sibu and Thomas Partey. Both of them, they didn't get the best game against Austria. The Austria game, I think, is a whole lot of things that went wrong, from the management to the goalkeeper to the player side. But you still need Sibu and Partey to hold the midfield for you. Now, if you look at the right wing, we have Fatau. Fatau is one of the most skillful players in the team. He's one of the most confident players in the team. But Fatau, I told you, the guys, Fatau disappointed me so very much, because I was expecting Fatau to burn the defenders down. Because when Fatau drags the ball from the right wing and he comes down, when he shoots, it's either a goal, a corner kick, or he's hitting the goalpost. So I think Fatau needs to up his game. I'll still play Fatau. Now, if you look at the left wing, that is our star boy, Antoine Semenyo. You see, the problem with Otuado and Semenyo. Semenyo is very versatile. He can play everywhere in the front line. He can play the left wing, he can play the right wing, and he can play the center forward. Semenyo is so versatile when it comes to the front line. But Semenyo's natural position, where he enjoys to play, where he thrives, is the left wing. You give him the ball, he cuts in, he shoots. And one strength that Semenyo has is low crosses into the penalty box. If you look at the game against Austria, Semenyo did about 4 or 5 low crosses in the team. If you have a player like Dedayu in the team, he will steal himself from the defenders and tap the ball into the net. I was surprised why Jordan wasn't staying in the box to run with the defenders and bring them back and tap the ball into the net. Because Semenyo's strength is he runs with the ball. He's very ambidextrous. He's so good with both legs. He runs very fast. He can take defenders on, he can dribble, he can score, he's good in there. Semenyo is a complete forward. Semenyo is a complete attacker. But you need to play Semenyo at the left wing and talk to Jordan Ayew to link up with Semenyo. One of the reasons why Semenyo didn't thrive is we don't have Kudus in the team. Kudus is a schemer who come and take the ball and drive the game and said, okay, I'm the driver of the game. I control the game. I dictate how the game should go. You don't have Kudus in the team. So Fatau needs to play. Antoine Semenyo needs to tap. But Semenyo's link-up play with Kon at the left side and with the Jordan Ayew. The triangle, that is Semenyo here, Kon here, and Jordan Ayew. That triangle needs to work. They need to be spoken to. Now, let's talk about Edu, who was the center forward. Now, Edu, I think Edu has shown some prospects. Edu is doing well, and Edu is very strong. What I like about Edu is Edu has been pressing the defenders. He has been pressing. He presses the defenders. One thing that I didn't like about Edu was that, you see, if you look at the Austria team, all their build-up play from behind was coming from Kevin Danso, because Kevin Danso is a ball-controlling defender. When you give him the ball, he can push the ball as far as to the center of the pitch and release the balls. But so doing, he has shot a lot of players. You understand? So I think if Edu wants to be in the team and prove to us that he's ready to start every game, I like Edu because I told you he has been pressing the defenders. And the defender that, a striker that makes a defender restless is a striker that has to start a match. Because when he makes a defender restless, within the 90 minutes, the probability that defender is going to make a mistake and Edu will punish the defender to score a goal. So I think Edu needs to be spoken to and he should just almost put pressure on the centre backs. By so doing, you have Semenyo and Fatau running into the goal post and the goal is going to come out of that situation. So I think Edu needs to be. Now, the almighty Jordan Ayew. I think Jordan Ayew, now that Kudus is injured, I wouldn't play Jordan Ayew at the number 9 position. Edu should be at number 9 and you bring Jordan Ayew to the middle. He's playing like number 10 with the schema because you know Jordan is very skillful and Jordan is very composed on the ball. He's so calm on the ball. Jordan will receive the ball. Now, one of Jordan Ayew's greatest quality is running through spaces. If you're playing with Jordan and you're not careful, he'll run through space and he's going to punish you. So I think Jordan has to play the number 10 role. He can read between the lines. Now Edu is running. Semenyo is running. Fatau is running. Both of these 3 players are quick. And these 3 players will bring out goals. I'll still play Jordan Ayew when Edu, but Jordan Ayew has to drop back for Edu to lead the center forward. So that's the second reason why we couldn't make it. The tactics was wrong. The player connection, everything was wrong. Utuado deviated from the start of the game. Now, another reason we lost is I think the comeback spirit is very low. And the comeback spirit has to do with the big players. That's why I say the leadership at the defense, who is Jiku, was 0. The leadership in the midfield, that is Thomas Partey, was 0. The leadership up front, who is Jordan Ayew, was 0. Every department, that is the defense, the midfield, and the striking force, the leadership there was none. Because you need that leadership to bring up the comeback spirit. In a situation when the team is down, when all the players are not performing well, you need a leader at that department to be shouting at the players, hey, yo, wake up, you're sleeping, wake up, stand up, let's do this. And the comeback wasn't there. And we conceded 5 goals. This is shameful and shameful and shameful to the Black Stars of Ghana. Now let's look at, our next game is Germany on Monday. Let's look at the changes that Utuado can make that will help the team. The goalkeeper. First of all, I think Utuado has to play the 4-2-3-1 formation. It's a 4-3-3 system, but if you break it down, it's going to be 4-2-3-1. So 4 defenders, 2 holding midfielders, 3 attackers, and a 1 striker. So 4-2-3-1 formation. And that is Ghana's formation that we are used to playing. So I'll urge Utuado to play that formation in our next game. Now let's look at the lineup that will help us against Germany. I think Ziggy has done very well. He should just stay at the bench. I need Benjamin Sarri to be in the post. This guy is motivated every single day. Where he comes from, the people watching him, see, he needs to prove a point. He wants to prove a point. So I think Benjamin Sarri needs to be in the goal post. Now, at the right back, I will start Senenya. Because Senenya is very hard to dribble. It's so hard to dribble Senenya, anyhow. And his crosses are very good. When you watch the game against Ocho, when he came in, some crosses he did into the penalty box was very good, but there was nobody to, finish the goal. So I think I'll play Senenya at the right back. The left back, I'll still play Kon. The Kon guy is very strong on the ball. He's very confident. I'll still play Kon, but you have to speak to Kon to always try to come back and cover his territory and close the spaces that he leaves for the attackers to go through. So I'll play Kon on the left back. Now, if you look at the centre back, Jiku has to play. Jiku is a leader. Jiku is so good. Jiku has to start. Now, I'll drop Ajite and I'll play Patrick Pfeiffer. That Patrick Pfeiffer guy, he's so good. You know why? Now, this is why I'll play Patrick Pfeiffer. You see, Patrick Pfeiffer is about 6'4", 6'5" tall. So in matches where Ghana is very good with is very terrible with set pieces. Ghana is so terrible with set pieces. African Cup, every cup that we go, we concede a lot of goals through set pieces. Now, if you play Patrick Pfeiffer at the center back, this guy is very tall. You are playing him because Patrick Pfeiffer does two things. He will clear all the air balls. Every threat that is coming as a set piece, this guy will clear the ball. Number two, he's so good with closing spaces. He closes spaces because he's a big human, very thick, tall, giant guy. He can hold a striker behind him and, he closes spaces. So at the center back, I'll pair Jiku and Patrick Pfeiffer. Now, the two pivots, I'll still maintain Thomas Partey and Sibu because these guys, you have to leave them to play. They just have to understand each other. And I think the understanding is coming. And it's okay, I'll play the two pivots. That is, we have the 4-2 now. Now at the 3, I'll play Antoine Semenyo on the left wing. I'll play Isaac Fatawu on the right wing. And at the center, I'll bring I'll bring Jordan Ayew to number 10. Sorry, Jordan Ayew. I'll bring Jordan Ayew to number 10. So you play Antoine Semenyo on the left wing, Fatawu at the right wing, and you bring Jordan at the number 10 row. So these three boys are connecting. And all they have to do is to float the ball to Edu. You still have to keep Edu up front. Now, in some, unless you are playing against Germany, okay, you're playing against Germany on Monday. In some matches, Jordan might not likely to thrive because that is not his original position that he plays. So now you have two super substitutes. You can bring in Kamal Suleiman, Kamaldeen, to come and take off Jordan Ayew. Now, when Jordan Ayew goes off in the 60, 70 minutes where he's not having a good game, Semenyo can go to the number 10 role where he will be playing the ball and be receiving the ball. Because you don't have Mohamed Kudus in the game. Mohamed Kudus is the only player in the team who can, apart from him, he and Kamaldeen, Suleimana, they are the players that can take on defenders. They are the players that can shot 2-3 defenders for you. And by the time you realize you're in the goalpost. But unfortunately, I don't know why he's not starting Kamaldeen Suleiman. But Kamaldeen can come in as a super substitute. So you play Antoine Semenyo on the left wing. And he links up the play with Jordan Ayew. Now, if these three players are not having a good day, then you bring in Kamaldeen Suleiman. Because Kamaldeen can also play at all these positions. Now, even if Edu is not having a good day, you have the option to move Jordan Ayew to number 9 role and bring Kamaldeen Suleiman to come and play number 10 role. So Kamaldeen becomes your super substitute. Okay. Now, if Partey and Sibu are playing, Partey, I would say the energy is not really there for Partey like it used to be. So Sibu does all the dirty works and give the ball to Thomas Partey. Now, if Thomas Partey is tired, Sibu can also play the kind of number 8 role because Sibu is very intelligent. I like Sibu a lot. You can play Ibrahim Suleiman. You can bring Ibrahim Suleiman from the bench. And then you have your team all set. So this Ibrahim Suleiman and Kamaldeen becomes your super substitute. If you are winning a game where you want to bring in defenders, you have Ajito on the bench. You have Irenchi on the bench. All of them can play at the back line. So Utuado, first of all, I think you need to check your tactics. You need to talk to the players about their readiness, the comeback spirit. You need to talk to the leaders at each department. That is Jiku, Partey, and Jordan Ayew. You need to talk to all these boys for them to up their game and for them to up the spirits of the boys. Now, I know they are almost saying that, you want to call somebody you want to easily work with, but where it has gotten to, the Black Stars of Ghana is where Ghanaians sleep. That's what we eat. The Black Stars is everything we have. Our heart is so much. See, the Black Stars has all our emotional investments. And when in a day when we lose match, we're not able to sleep. So, Utuado, first of all, get your tactics right. Talk to the boys, talk to the big players, and let them control the game. Because in big moments, you need big players to come through for you. So, because if you look at Germany, they play the 4-3-3 formation. Germany play the 4-3-3 formation. Florian Wirtz is playing the left wing. Leroy Sané, who is a dangerous, lethal attacker on the right wing. You have Havertz, whom I'm scared more than anybody in the team, and number 9, because he can operate and he controls the game. You have Goretzka in the middle. You have Tai in the defense. You have Joshua Kimmich, who can just change a game and break a defense with just one pass. Utuado, you need to up your game. Get your tactics right. Do not play that 3-4-3 formation again. 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. That is the formation that the boys are used to. So, Utuado, we are watching this German game. If you mess up this game, trust me, the probability that you're going to go home or you're going to pack your things and not be with the Black Stars again is very high. Because Ghanaians, when they want something, they will shout until that thing that they want has been implemented or is being executed. If not, they will never sleep. So Tuadu, you need to up your game. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell me what you think the Black Stars of Ghana can do against the upcoming friendly match against Germany, against Mexico, before we go to the World Cup. Let me know what you think in the comment section right now.